What's up, everybody? So today I just wanted to go over something really quickly in Trial of Ascension Floor 100. It's the new changes to Lyrith. A lot of people are having difficulties with this stage, so I'm going to go ahead and discuss it. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been kind of not grouching at me, but getting a little bit upset, a few of you, because I keep using natural 5 stars when I show different lineups, or like I keep using Vertihill, and a lot of people are getting like kind of upset that, oh, I don't have Vertihill. So when I tell you that you can replace him with such and such monster, believe me when I say that if I don't use it, it's because I don't have that monster built yet, because I have, let's say, Vertihill or some other specific monster. It's just the way I play the game, it's just kind of the way it works, which is why I started the Farmer Phil account, the new series, because I want to prove to you guys that you can, in fact, do it with farmable monsters. So the only 2 monsters you really need for this floor are Veramos and Bella. Those are basically the 2 monsters that I find very, very, very useful. Now, you're going to need some kind of nuker, so any one works. There's no attribute disadvantage at the boss stage. I like to use ToA because he has a self buff for speed, and he can freeze enemies and slow them down. If you don't have ToA, you can use Spectra to slow them down, or you can use Wa. I know Wa is very, very viable on this stage. There's also a few other ones that will decrease the speed, but Spectra is definitely one of the main ones, as well as Shannon. So I'm going to go ahead and use ToA because that's what I'm comfortable with, and I know I can beat it 100% of the time. But you can use any single nuker you want. Then you're going to need some kind of speed buff. I could throw in Spectra right now. I could honestly, you know what, I'll throw in Spectra just to prove it to you guys. And you could use Bernard. Since Spectra technically throws the slow, then I would want to use some other type of speed buff. But you know what, I want to show you guys that it is possible. You don't need Vertihill to do it. You can use farmable monsters, but of course I'm going to go ahead and use ToA just because I like the extra freeze. And then you're going to need some kind of extra heal or an attack buff or something to help you out a little bit, just some extra support. Or you could actually throw in another nuker if you really wanted to. I like to use Chasun because I like the attack buff. It actually helps me a lot. You really don't need an extra heal, but I don't actually have Sayak or those kind of monsters built up yet, so we're gonna go ahead and use Chasun. So now that we're ready, we're gonna go ahead and start. Now keep in mind that I am using Spectra over Vertihill, so we're gonna go ahead and throw that on them. Didn't all land. Now keep in mind we want to keep only 1 debuff on the oracles. So we're gonna go ahead and freeze one of those ones. Actually, we probably should have used it on the other ones. So we don't want to stun them, otherwise that's gonna put a second debuff and then they'll heal. Now we'll start targeting this left one. We're going to throw this slowness on them. That left one might heal if we don't kill it soon enough. We'll change that to 3 turns on those other guys. There we go. That's what we needed. Alright, so this next part's actually pretty tough. You actually have to watch out for the light succubus more than the Veramos. So we're going to want to stun at least 2 out of 3 of them. So we got all 3 of them. That's perfect. Now this Veramos might stun us, so we're going to have to be careful. We want to focus on one of them. We only want to focus on one of them so we can get rid of them as fast as possible. Because as soon as they start applying debuffs, we might lose a monster or 2, and we don't have revives, so we'll have to start over. Now we want to save our skills going into the boss fight so that we're fully prepared. So we're going to go ahead and just use first skills to finish this last one off. Okay, so here we are at the boss stage. We're actually in fact going to save our third skill and just wait for her incantations. Okay, so you see how she absorbed the attack bar right there? That immediately tells us that we're going to get the red one and the blue one. So basically the way Lyrith works now is she will split and put 2 incantations out there. She has 3 total, so whichever one she doesn't throw out at us will be the one that she gets their skills. So if she withholds the red one and we get the blue and the green one, she'll counterattack with Mind Break on every incoming attack if she doesn't push the red one out. So that basically means she will remove 1 buff that you have on you. So any like attack buff or any defense buff or stuff like that, she will remove 1 every time she counterattacks. If she has the blue one, she actually gets a decreased chance by 50% for critical hits. So she decreases it by 50%. That's insane. So this is the one that you do not want her to hold back, and it actually increases her defense. So this one, if she holds this back, it's gonna take a lot longer for you. So this kind of relies on the RNG, and it also reduces damage that other allies receive by 15%, making it harder for you to kill the incantations. And then if she withholds the green one, like she is right now, every time you attack her, she's going to absorb a certain amount of the attack bar, and then she will. I don't believe she actually heals back, but she will absorb her attack bar. So we do not want to use AoE attacks on here, okay? So we're gonna go ahead, and since Spectra is actually not that far with the attack bar, we're gonna go ahead and use this freeze. We want to use it on this red one. We do not want her AoE to go off. Now we're gonna go ahead and save that attack that we have with Tower. Now we're gonna use that decrease, and we're gonna try to quickly kill this right one. We're gonna try stun actually. Let's try to stun this left one. Didn't work. So yeah, you saw that she went ahead and absorbed the attack bar. So we're gonna go ahead and boost the attack bar on Tower. Get rid of this right one. Okay, so that dots will kill that one. Now Chasun's main job is not really to heal. It's more like just applying the attack buff, and the heal doesn't hurt though. So. Now this next part, she's going to get stunned. Now what we want to do is go ahead and just nuke as much as we can. We don't actually have the decreased speed, which is really bad. You really want that decreased speed, or something to slow her down, or something to speed you up, so you can get more attacks in. If you can't see right now, I don't have the attacks. So let's see what she does. She still has the green in her. So we'll see what she does from here. So we got her about halfway. She's still absorbing our attack bar. Okay, we decrease that. It's nice. So this one actually cut it close, if you can't see, because she absorbs the attack bar, so it actually can be really annoying because she goes a lot faster than you think if you use AoE skills. So my suggestion is to not bring any AoE nukers, just bring single target. That's really the way to deal with Lyrith. So we really want, boom, like that, decreased speed, perfect. She will not actually absorb the attack bar because she's stunned, so we're just going to try to nuke her down as much as possible. Of course, this would, I probably would have already been done if I had Vertihill, but I just want to show you that it is possible. There we go. So now she has the blue one, which means, this is even worse. Fuck. Okay, so this one basically means she has a reduced amount of crit chance, and she has more defense. So this is going to take even longer. Woo, wonderful. Alright, what we want to do now is we want to take out the left one. First, of course, counterattacks are really annoying. Stun as much as we can. Now, we can use AoE attacks. AoE attacks don't really matter right now because she's not really going to do anything if we hit her. Alright, well, I didn't get to stun anyone. And I didn't get any debuffs on. My phone's starting to lag a little bit. Now, the reason we bring Veramos is to get rid of that 3-turn defense break. And the stuns and the dots, they're really helpful. Now, again, remember, you don't need Tower, you can use anyone.
Like me.
Just use some kind of monster that will help you increase the attack. Now, of course, I obviously don't get a reward for it because I've already beat it, but that's basically how you do it. I've had a lot of people ask me about it, and it's really not that bad. If you know what to do, the only difference now between before was that whichever incantation she holds back and doesn't throw out at you, because she only throws out 2 at a time, and she has a total of 3. So whichever one doesn't get thrown out will be her new power-up. So it could be reduced crit chance, it could be revenging, where it removes 1 buff, or it could be the one where every time you hit her, she absorbs your attack bar. So if you know which ones to hit first, and I personally, I hit the red one first, then I hit the green one, and then I hit the blue one. And then from there, you just apply your defense break, your decreased speed, or whatever type of debuff or buff that you have to increase your speed and more attacks. And then you just straight up nuke her. Alright guys, I hope that helps. There's been a lot of questions about it, so I thought I'd just address it once and for all. And a few of my, I think one of my old guildmates could use this too. I think mostly it just deals with runes. I don't think Lyrith is that difficult. It just mainly deals with the amount of runes you have and which kind of monsters you could build. And I know what I will be using for this floor when the time comes for me to beat it on Farmerville. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have any questions on any other Trial of Ascension floors, leave in the comments below and I will address you down there. Alright guys, I will see you all later. Stay awesome. But I really want to use this skill, so slow them all down and then we're going to stun them as many as we can. So we got everyone but Tiana. So that means we're going to have to focus Tiana and get rid of her. So we're going to lower that attack bar and then we're just going to go and straight out try to nuke her. Now we don't need to worry about those Minotaurs yet. We really just need to get rid of Tiana. Why? Because she can remove